Over your head.
Over my head.
We're normal today. It's just us two. We're the original ones here. Nobody else with us today. We're going to be all organic, baby. No GMO. No additives. No preservatives.
Speaking of organic, you need organic fruits and anything like that. Stop at Safeway. They got everything organic. Yeah, organic. There you go.
Are we getting sponsored by them?
No, it was just one of those. You said organic. I'm like, let me just use the I'm like, Safeway. I'm just going to go to Safeway route,
Yeah. Well, I believe I told you earlier today that we're going to start trying to implement segments. I don't know, we're doing this. We're going to start implementing segments. And one of the segments we're going to start doing to break the ice, we're going to call it our icebreaker. And the name of the segment is going to be, well, that was embarrassing.
I have one. I already thought of it.
See, I'm about to tell you one right now. I'm going to start it off. So just so our viewers can know us a little better and know how human we are. We all make little things, little mistakes, and things that are a little bit embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
This happened to me literally a couple weeks ago. And I was manscaping, right? But I was being lazy about it. I saw some Nair. I was like, okay, shit, I'll use this Nair. And so, I start, getting Nair everywhere. I got Nair all over my fingers.
You started narrating.
Yeah, I started narrating. And so I got Nair everywhere. I was like, cool. So I get the Nair on my balls and shit. And so I got the Nair on my balls. I'm like, there's a little hair in the gooch area. So I put Nair in the gooch area. So when I get the Nair in the gooch area, I stand up and the Nair smushed together and it touched my butthole. My butthole start burning.
Let it burn.
No, my butthole start burning because the Nair, I don't know what the fuck happened. The Nair was burning.
it just happened.
The Nair was burning my butthole. And so I'm like, oh shit. This shit burned. I had the shower running, so I hop in, and so I'm washing all this Nair off, and as I'm washing it, all the hair's falling off, and it's just all melted. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on here? And so I get it all off, right? And as I wash it all off, I got the towel over here scrubbing my gooch area, my butt, because it's fucking burning because of the Nair, and I get it all clean, and I'm sitting like, God damn, I'm smooth as a baby's bottom. Hey, if it wasn't for the burning, this was a foolproof plan. I was porn star smooth. But the burning didn't stop after the shower.
Yeah, continue.
So I had a cold rag, and I put the cold rag in between my cheeks. And I was walking around with a cold rag between my butt cheek for probably 30 minutes. And luckily I was in the house. Brittany was looking at me funny, but it was what's going on. I was like, I burned myself, and I told her about the Nair, so she kind of understood. But yeah, I burned my butthole with Nair. Yeah, so that was my story. I hope you guys enjoyed. And that was embarrassing. What about you?
Yeah, mine is not gonna one up that at all. We're just gonna play number 2. There's no butthole. Yeah. See, it was 2008-ish, 9-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was living across the street from a block called Rennick.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, we didn't have, cell phones that access porn or computer systems. So I had the classic scratch burn DVD and a DVD player.
Oh, the old school DVDs with the white top and the back light blue.
Yeah.
Oh, those old school
so I
DVDs.
put it on, right? Because everybody was laying down in the house. I put it on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, la 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 la, put it on. I'm like, I waited 5 minutes before I even started debating the math, master debating, And next thing you know, the door opened. I'm like, what are you doing now? This is funny. This is a funny insider because a lot of times. Back in the day where people got caught, I'm like, I never got caught. I was always fabricating. I never got caught. I got caught by somebody you don't want to get caught by.
Who'd you get caught
by? My mother.
Oh, you got caught by the mom. Oh.
And then I waited 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour. I'm like, I wasn't masturbating there, Mom. I was just watching TV. I was just watching it on TV. I seen it. I was like, I just wanted to watch it. She's like, Yeah, I know you wasn't. I'm like, but I read it like, she saw me master. No! That's why every time, like, back then, I never got caught. I'm like, imagine bringing that story up when you was a teenager. People like, you got caught by your fucking mom. So I never got caught before.
At least you didn't get caught fucking a pie.
Yeah, no Jim Leverstein, no American Pie.
That's funny. I've got caught masturbating twice in my life. We'll save those for another. That was embarrassing.
And even that's why I brought it up. I'm like, yeah, I never got caught. I never got.
No, but you gotta own it. Like I got caught each time I owned it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, everybody does it. But like I said, we'll save that for another.
Yeah,
well, that was
but something when you younger, you can't admit certain shit. Cause it wasn't like when you adult where you admit shit. People like, I understand. It's like, ha, you mother. It's like, yeah, when I was a virgin. I'm not a virgin. I had with this many people.
Man, when every guy was a virgin, they wasn't a virgin. You know, you gotta lie to the boys, cause like they'll make fun of you.
Yeah, but it was hard because we was hanging out with people who wasn't virgins. So I'm like, I'm not a virgin. I had with this person, me making up fabricating names, even though I know that person doesn't exist.
Even then, some of them say they weren't. I believe some of them still were. Honestly, it's all stupid. I mean, I wasn't, but I didn't tell nobody. Because I kept that on the low.
The thing is, people always bring up that random shit where you make a joke about. It's like, you a virgin? I'm not a virgin. And they go, oh, really? Oh, yeah, I was a girl named Jocelyn before. Oh, Jocelyn.
Start throwing names out there.
This random ass name. You watching the movie, you heard that name. I had with Amanda.
I got so much sympathy for saying I was a virgin from other girls. They're like, oh, that's cute. And then they showed you a little more attention. Yeah. I got away with that all throughout high school.
You see, I didn't find that out until after high school in 2012 when I started actually admitting. Remember, I finally admitted it on Facebook. He was like, the word's like, you're not a virgin. I'm like, I am actually a virgin. I was lying about that. Remember on South, he was like, you lying. I'm like, no, I was lying then. I'm a virgin.
I was a virgin until I had a kid. The whole time.
Really? No.
That was my story, and I was sticking to it.
And I'm sticking. Okay, R. Kelly.
That's my story, and I was sticking to it. I don't care.
The song popped in my head when you said it. Like, his song, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Sticking to it, god damn it! I'm sticking with my guns.
I actually was a virgin till I had a kid, though. I lost my.
You was both living lies, but
I
was telling
the thing is, look, when you're adult, you think everything we lied about. Then we're actually lying about a little petty shit. Where adult, we're not stupid enough to lie. We admit everything down.
I lied about my age to my girlfriend when I first met her.
So you like one of those cliche you lie about.
But I looked the age. I said I was like 17.
That's
still in high school.
That's you always rock like the black T-shirts. You look always like they had a serious look in your face walking down the street. Yeah.
I was still 17. I was in high school. I believe it was my senior year
with the fade.
I think it was either my senior or junior year.
The frayed fro. You had the frayed fro. The fade fro.
Fade fro, yeah.
I said fade fro.
She was already in college, but I met her on a bus and I told her I was 19 when I was 17. Yeah. She was 19. And so that's how I ended up getting her number. Snapchat wasn't the thing, so I can like get the snap.
You know what's funny? It is with the ones you start off not kind of being like even pettily not honest to, the ones that legit continue on in time. The ones you be completely honest to be the ones that be dishonest with you. The ones you be like leaving a wee bit not honest to. Those be the ones that eventually you're gonna find out. You're like, oh damn.
She eventually found out my age. I don't think I ever actually told her how old I was. I guess I was just 19 for 3 years. I was 19 till I was actually 19.
So you was like the Lifetime movie character where you just the same whatever. You the serial killer. You know what? He said he's a virgin, but me and this person did it before. He's still telling me he's a virgin type shit.
That was my story, and I was sticking to it. Nothing was changing about that. And I still kind of do that to this day. So when I turned 21, I was 21 until I turned 25. And then when I turned 25, I'm still 25.
Yeah.
Until I turn 30.
Now,
so I'm gonna be 25 till I turn 30.
Imagine being 27 and 19 and 18-year-olds think you like 15 and 14 and they holler at you like, I'm kind of, my birthday is September 2. It's on my profile. What do you guys still thinking I'm young? Like, yo, I'm like, I am old with a kid.
Women need to stop being pedophiles. out here.
You'd be surprised how people think I'm so young a lot, and they still try to holler. I'm like,
I mean, I get various different ages. I've had people think I was like in my early 20s, like 19, still like how I look now. They're like, they probably felt like I was like 19. And then I have some people who think I'm like 28, which isn't too far off. I've never got 30, but I always get in between.
I tried to get 30, but I never got 30.
I always get in between 28 to 19. So how people guess my ages. Usually on the lower scale of things, people think I'm like, oh, you look like you're 21, or you look like you're 22. I mean, maybe it is what it is. It doesn't really bother me.
You know, when we were younger, the joke's like, it's not gonna be insulting when you get older. I'm like, it's still insulting because sometimes you be trying to talk to the older person, and she's like, she's 40, so she's like, you know what? I thought you was a 17-year-old trying to get at me. Oh, I'm 17, huh?
What does that make you?
I'm like, I'm not. I'm 17. I have a kid.
Karen.
1992 is not a 17-year-old birth month. Yeah, dumb moment right there.
I mean, come on, we're unprofessional. Right?
Yeah.
No, but let's get into the California wildfires. And
let it burn.
Don't let it burn.
Whoa. Wrong pun.
He said let it burn. Fuck.
Damn it.
Oh, man. Damn it. But the air quality has been pretty bad out here. There's fires everywhere, especially around the Bay Area and in SoCal. A lot of people are losing their homes.
Yeah.
And one thing that I learned, especially like living here in Sacramento, and just in California in general, Californians, we treat wildfires like Florida people treat hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like so normal out here that none of us is really panicking until it's at our front door.
Well, you want to be honest?
Well, go ahead.
Do you really want to be completely honest?
Let's be transparent here.
Now, us Californians, as you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
We treat everything like it's just a ha walk in the park.
I mean, we get earthquakes, it's nothing.
That's, again, coronavirus. People still take that as a ha. It's not real.
We got one of the highest cases of corona in the U.S. I think we're second to only Florida.
Like, let's be real. If we don't want this ever upon anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a sniper, somebody would make a fucking joke like that's not real. The government did that. No, the person have nothing to do with the government. They'd make it into a joke instantly. Now, I look at, again, you probably see me on social media a lot, but I look at social media like too many people have a voice who should not have a voice. They take it and they change the narrative to everything, where it can be something serious, and all of a sudden it's a comedy show because one person made a joke and got 10 billion shares, and next you know everybody's like, you know what? That person have a point. I'm not thinking with my own mind and thinking using facts here or logic, but yeah, that person have a point, so I'm no longer using brain.
I just got one question for you. Where the hell did that correlate with California fires and Californians? Like I don't know.
I just went into multiple different. I'm like, as I'm talking, I'm like, you
just took that shit. You was a relay race. I handed you the baton, and you ran out the fucking stadium with it.
It was one of those moments, like, as I'm talking, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of ranting on like a YouTuber who got mad about a movie. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep going until I end it.
Is there something you want to talk about, like as far as like the platform people? You know,
I just think too many people have a voice.
Too many people have a voice. I mean,
I think too many people have a voice.
Well,
now.
Too many people have a lot of time on their hands too. A lot of people still are out of work. Can't pay for stuff. They got to make their money somehow, right?
I mean, even when somebody don't have a time on their hands, like sometimes I'll be super busy and I'm still making time for social media. I can legit have. I'm not gonna say client because that sounds weird. I can have somebody over and I can still be like, you know what? I got something to say. I got something. Let me type this in. I ain't gonna make a video this time. I got something to say. And next you know, it'll be the ones I don't even attempt to try. It'll be the ones that go like get 5,000 shares. I'm like, but the ones I legit try and I put logic into, the ones I'm trying to type hella quick. And I'm just saying, hurry, trying to get out before just like put the phone down. I'm like, you know what? Let me just get this out real quick.
You know what I noticed about that? Just to piggyback on what you said about. You know, you say something and something you put like heart into, or like you try to be more what's the word I'm looking for?
Passionate?
Yeah, let's say passionate. You're trying to be more passionate about something. You put it out there in the air, you get on your social medias, that one don't blow.
Yeah.
But some shit that you just bullshit on that you don't really care about,
Yeah.
that'd be the shit that blows.
It was like so many times I did a first Ruler of David and Hairline Ray video. I'm like, normally, no, the ones I actually think about even weeks before, I put that up. A couple people, they see it, yeah, whatever. The ones I wake up the next day, you're like, you know what? This just came across my mind. Next thing you know, man, I'm getting shares and people like, he said some real shit. I'm like, I didn't even try on that. I'm just saying instantly what came to my mind that day, that point in that minute. It's like, and the same thing with the status are even, I believe it's the same thing even with Hollywood and music. The ones, the people that's not trying on, this is the banger, bruh, and this is a hit. Oh, this movie's gonna be a Hollywood staple. This is gonna make a whole, whatever. I believe the ones that people just, let me just randomly do this and see where it goes.
I noticed that about musicians too. Like a lot of musicians, they say a song that they didn't think was going to be a big song is the song that usually blows up. Songs that they're like, I don't really like that song. Those are usually their
and I believe
songs.
why a lot of musician songs don't blow nowadays, because every song they post, they say this is a banger alert. Oh, this is my realest shit I ever wrote. Oh, this is a hit right here. I'm like, dude, that's not how it was back in the day. People just post and they be like, yeah, I hope you guys supported some real life. I hope you guys, nowadays everything is a banger. You can play, like, you know what? You said the same 1,000 words you said in the other song. Nowadays, I'm like, my Instagram and my Twitter, I follow a lot of people. When people follow me, I'm like, I'm like, you cannot call every song a banger, because you kind of overhype. Sometimes I believe it's like the Trey Ave thing. A lot of people can overhype themselves, where they never even reach the standard they think they is mentally, because they overhype they shit so much before they even get a bigger platform.
Well, speaking of bangers, we finally got confirmation that Tory Lanez let off a couple bangers.
Nice segue.
And Meg Thee Stallion's her footses, both of them, bang bang. So, for me, it's safe to say that Tory Lanez is officially canceled.
Canceled!
Because, for one, how dare you 5'3" Canadian bald-headed hoodlum, you gonna shoot my woman?
Wait, that's not your woman.
That's my woman.
That's my woman, okay?
We share her, okay?
I'm not sharing nothing.
You the 9 to 5, I'm the weekend.
Get that way.
You take Wednesday, Thursday, then send Meg Thee Stallion my way. I think I got it covered.
For the weekend.
Nigga.
One N-word down.
No, but for one, she said that she was arguing with Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
It was her friend, Tory Lanez, and the security guard. Those were the only ones in the car.
Yeah.
She and Tory was arguing. They got to a heated argument. She said she gets out to walk away. Tory reaches out the passenger side window, starts shooting her feet. He hit both her feet in the back of the heels.
Yeah.
And so, the back of her feet.
Damn it.
She posted pictures on the internet. She actually went on her little rant, pretty much saying how she was, trying to protect everybody by not snitching on Tory Lanez because, of course, all of them are black.
Yeah, she said, she said she didn't tell him because he was trying to protect him because we all get killed.
Yeah, we all get killed. Pretty much, like, we're all black people. We could get killed by these cops if they find out that we have a gun.
From the outside, I'm like, that's respect right there, because even in the hood, if somebody do that, they instantly getting 911. Someone please call 911. Yep.
I mean, but she got tired of all these outlets pretty much painting a picture to seem like she was the
like fabricate,
like she was the bad guy. She was legit trying to protect this man's career. For what? I don't know. Like I don't know why. Yeah. And I don't like the people were saying like, oh, she's a snitch. Like, oh, she's no better than 6ix9ine. That's not. It does not compare. For one, 6ix9ine, he was pretending to be a gang member. He was trolling. He was, just trying to be a thug. Now, Meg Thee Stallion, she makes music for women.
It's one of those, also a touchy subject to touch on in this situation right now.
Yeah.
Everybody who calling her a snitch, it's the same people when the press was looking at the marches and all that, and the protests and all that. They're speaking oh yeah, we love black women. The same people who doing that now, they got something to say about a black woman being honest.
damn it.
Being honest.
But no, those same people that are calling Meg a snitch are the same people who are like, oh, just tell us who did it.
Yeah.
Weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
And I just say, as a man,
Whoa.
is it ever okay to assault a woman?
No.
Not at any reason at all.
No.
I agree with you. There's no reason at all. I don't care if she's 6 feet tall and you're 5'3", Tory Lanez. You have no right to assault. You don't have no right to assault a woman. Your life is not in threat. Not at a threat at all. She's walking away, and for you to shoot at this woman, how fragile is your motherfucking ego?
No.
To do this.
This is what I hate about how people look at celebrities. Why? Right? Because it's like this here, right? If there was normal individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
People would understand the whole situation. She wouldn't be fabricated. She's a celebrity, so celebrities don't get in problems like that, right? But celebrities is human beings as well. But people on the outside look like, oh yeah, that can't be real and all. They speculate, and when people speculate, they speculate damn near assuming. When you assume, what are you looking like, right? Are you looking like an asshole, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people
are ass out of
yeah,
me and you.
and I really hate this situation because it's like the same people who so-called was on Black's team when it's a short man with a short, and I'm a short person, by the way.
How tall are you, by the way?
I'm like 5'6", 5'7".
So he's 5'5", you know. All right, continue.
It's like it's a short guy with a short person complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So see, got something that, again, to be continued or continuation from like the first episode. His male ego. This guy legit want to get out in GTA and shoot her in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and it's really unfortunate that a lot of women don't feel protected by their men.
Yeah.
Like, especially black women, they don't feel protected by black men. And this situation right here doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. Because me personally, that kind of irritates me. Like, oh, black men don't protect us.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and
I don't like that, but I understand where they're coming from, and I do understand there is a lot of black men out here who do disrespect, but you know, there's a lot of us who do respect. So where these other brothers are slacking, we got to pick up that slack.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a lot of these women to feel more.
And it's hard too, because sometimes I have like certain. It sucks when I'm not the only black male speaking for black women, right? Mm-hmm. But when you get people in your inbox saying you kind of like one of the rare black men who's
it's not rare. It's not rare.
I'm like, it's not rare at all. And me, I'm like, when you have sometimes you gotta let it be known. And it's hard when, again, you share like musicians on your platform and they be like, yeah, he's disrespecting women, and then like, and then they automatically their mindset is he talking about black women because they see the people they date or they know from to be continued like in the past, they know for a fact they never dated a black woman before.
He's talking about black women, or he's talking about me.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case, because a lot of these artists, unfortunately, even though they do make music for like that, they make music for like the clubs or party scenes, and music like that sells. But a lot of these guys be in committed relationships.
Yeah.
They be married with wives, kids, taking care of their family. The media just don't show that part of it.
It is hard to like kind of defend.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's kind of hard defending musicians when they out and they in public and they have this ego already. Even though people don't look at them as musicians, they look at the unknowns as just regular people, and they had that damn near alter ego where they just pretending to be who they is on the song or pretending to be them past self.
Yeah.
Because like I can't defend you because if I'm trying to defend you, like, yeah, this person's actually nice in reality, and people in our inbox like, nah, this nigga's a real asshole.
Yeah, so like that's the thing. A person could have a checkered past, right?
Yeah.
Or like they could have made a bad decision.
Yeah.
And with the court of public opinion, they're going to judge you based off of that. It doesn't matter what else you do.
Yeah.
You could be a humanitarian. You could fucking save the world. It doesn't matter. 20 years ago, you hit a woman, you're a womanizer.
But it's like this here. I understand what some I understand where some of them coming from, because whether people like me, you, Uncle Ty, whether we at work or not, we still have our same mentality on, even on social media.
Yeah.
And then we have certain people who get around a certain audience when they homies, they put on this whole alter ego where even though I don't disrespect women, and I act like I'm against that.
It's entertaining.
I'm gonna disrespect women. I'm gonna be like, B words ain't shit and shit like that. I'm gonna put this whole ego.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been guilty of that, but like that's what you do with your boys. Like that's so with me. I don't like when Brittany's around when I talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Not that I'm disrespecting her because I never do.
Yeah.
But I'm like I throw little jokes out there. I throw like, oh, I'm gonna send my dick out. Send a dick pic out on fucking Snapchat.
Dude, I
already know she would not like that, but I'm like, I'm not actually gonna do it. I'm just doing it as a fucking joke.
I already know because one time you made like a porn joke. It was like, boom, it went from good vibes to, oh, you say you do that, huh? I'm like,
even though I'm not, like,
I'm like,
everybody know I wouldn't do it, but it's a fucking joke. I'm like, no, I'm
like,
just joshing with the guys.
You basically just like the sarcastic, like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then the delivery said it was like, this guy being sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I see what you did there, but I can't even say that because I'm like, damn, it kind of
took it
went
the
opposite way,
the wrong way, right?
Quickly.
Yeah, so like you're gonna say stuff around your boys. You're gonna say stuff around your boys, even though that doesn't reflect who you are.
Yeah.
It's just locker room talk.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's kind of healthy because you could get that stuff out your system among your peers in a safe environment, and it's all jokes and good vibes.
And I definitely understand that too, because even though since I always been like the buzzkill person in locker room talk, I did have my moments on South and everything when I was like listening to like some music so much I started like, and I'm gonna call it imitating. Imitating like DB and all that. I would say like I started talking like on the mob, and I started saying B words. I'm like,
you get the ha-has and the hee-hees, and you're like, that's funny. But like there's nothing wrong with that because girls, they will do the same shit.
Yeah,
they will do the same shit, and they'll have their locker room talk. They'll say stuff, and they'll try to say something where I'll probably be like, what?
Yeah,
bitch.
You get that. I understand too. From their point of view, because sometimes you be around women, and then they say certain stuff, and you get that gut feeling like maybe you're not who I thought you were.
Even though they are exactly who you think they are, they're just joking with their girls. It's like something that you get offended by. Like let's say your girl's with her friends, and you just happen to be around, and she makes a joke about running up some pockets.
Yeah,
you're gonna be thinking, oh, she must think I'm a trick.
Yeah,
but in reality, she don't think that way. She's just joking with her friends. Yeah. And because that's the trend.
Even though this guy's like one of my favorite artists, but I kind of blame Tupac for making people think Trick as a negative for him, because he was the one who like in a lot of songs he was like, you say he used the trick, he like I want to buy you. I'm not a trick, but I'll buy you. He like
but there's nothing wrong with that either. So a lot of guys, I get what you're saying too, and I do agree with you. A lot of guys, they don't feel like being tricks because usually the word trick is associated with somebody that's getting played by a woman. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was old and single and I had the money like that, I'd be a fucking trick.
Well, let's be real though. This generation mindset of trick is not the same mindset from 09. This mindset of trick is even a woman will call you a trick because you bought her a burger. She went back to your house, you cuddled, you guys did whatever, right? And then she's still like, I just got that N-word out of a whole meal. But the guy is so like, he's so professional. Like, yeah, we did something.
That's different. So now, I can understand women eating because the women gotta eat, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people think it's a trick when you do little stuff like that.
It's not a trick. That's not a trick. A trick gonna get you what you need.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't necessarily in a relationship.
Yeah, a trick can take out of his last $25,000 out of his freaking savings account and needed to pay his mortgage and then give it to you and then be like looking dumb at the end, you know?
Yeah, that's like, if there are any women listeners, don't say a man's a trick because you got a meal out of him. A trick is gonna take care of you, baby. Like, it's not just gonna be no meal.
But let me also speak, from the other point of view, because I talk to a lot of women, not like in that way, but a lot of women vent to me. You know how tricks they get took and they get changed around. You can be a trick from anything, right? The same thing with the whole word, right? Yeah. A woman can legit just vibe with you the first night and do something with you, right? And again, some people take locker room talk to the extreme, where the next day she a hoe, and she just legit bait and switched her in and told her, I like you, I love you, I think I could date you forever. And after he do it with her, the bro, yeah, that's great, yada, yada, yada. Now the homies and everybody saying that, then she telling him to him, he's mad because he just said all that to the homies. Now the homies think she's so easy. I'm like, it's the same thing with the H word too. People just take that and run with it too.
And it's all on the same night? The first night?
They say, hey, first night I don't consider the person that either.
I was like, cause like, first,
I'm not saying it's on the first night. The next day, okay. You hanging out with the homies. I feel some people even grab their phone and text their homies and inbox homies like on some real life Hollywood movie stuff, right? Yeah. And the homies automatically think the person, hey, guys messed up because the moment they do something with somebody, not all guys. I don't know.
A lot of guys though.
Well, a lot of guys, right? They text their homies, they beat her. Oh yeah, she give a good blowjob. Her vagina her vagina is
exquisite.
Yeah, right?
Exquisite.
So they say they admit stuff like that, right? And then afterwards they think they got that ego boost, but in reality, the homie's like, how can I,
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I ain't trying to be in a relationship with a woman, I'd probably like, oh yeah, it was fire. But if that shit was like really good, I ain't telling nobody shit. That's mine. We go together, baby.
It's like this though. Again, male ego. A lot of them don't be trying to be in a relationship with them, right?
Gotta be honest from the jump.
And they still get mad when somebody else, even their homies, try to holler at them. Even when they be like, oh yeah, shit, you can holler at, right?
Yeah.
They still get mad after the girl be like, yeah, your homie try to holler. Next you know, they outside. I'm not gonna say fighting, because let's be real, a lot of hood fights is not really swinging. They swing like 5 times on the ground, tussling and rubbling and wrestling.
That's his fault too, because you should tell your homie, like, hey, no, that's my work. Yeah. That's my jump. You feel me?
Because let's be real, we know people personally, and it's been through life, where they act like, oh yeah, she was just as they say back in the day, a jump off like the Lil' Kim song.
Oh, they still say jump. They don't say jump off. They just say jump.
And the moment you be like, oh, okay. Next you know they have like that. They not throwing subs at you because you a guy. They still throwing whole subs at her because she talking to you now. Oh yeah, women ain't ish. I swear to God, women just yada yada yada. And I'm like, that emotion not coming from you. She was just a quick letter. That emotion coming from you actually had feelings for her, and you just act like you ain't manly enough to say it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, and no disrespect to any woman out there. If I hit within the first few days, and that shit trash, the homie can have you. But if I hit and that shit good, baby, we go together. You ain't going nowhere. You staying in my house, locked up, locked down.
Let you out.
You ain't going nowhere. I might put a baby or two in that bitch. The funny thing is, this is what I hear. I always love this little saying right here. Is a lot of guys say, hey, if she don't got a kid, don't go after her. Yeah. That means her shit trash.
I think that's, again, a change in narrative type thing.
It is a change in narrative. Because, single moms need love too. But, you feel me? Why are they a mom? Because somebody busted in that thing. And if they busting that thing must have been good enough to bust in. Now, if she don't have a kid, that thing ain't good enough to bust in.
I mean, I believe if they... Now, I'm going to look at it from this point of view, okay? You got to be objective. Now, if they don't have a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe they just smart enough to know, okay, the person, some people, even though some people preach, don't abort, don't take that type of pill or whatever, I believe they already knew firsthand, like, the person wasn't ish. So, the person even stopped answering the call after the first time they, the first couple of times, and then she realized she got, a baby on the way. Like, you know what? Some people are not like, I'll take care of it by myself. Some of them is like, you know what?
Well, they get that
I'm gonna just get rid of it. And that's why when you, some people is like more honest when you conversate with them.
Well,
and like,
I'm gonna tell you this. That thing wasn't good enough, because if it was, that man would be there every day begging her, please, I'll be there for you, baby. Don't take away my baby.
But some people see through the bullshit. Even if somebody was doing that fake ass crying, narcissist cry, I need you to be by my side. My mama don't love me no more type bullshit, right?
Okay, no, you gotta look out for those guys. Those guys who be like, everybody hates me. Fuck those niggas. Shut up.
Now, yeah, you have a point. Now. when anyone, an honest person say, okay, I don't F with like family, yada yada yada. They don't say everybody hate me. They just be like, I don't F with people because people gossip, but I stay to myself. Don't tell everybody hate me.
Yeah.
Because gossip necessarily don't mean people hate you. It just mean people got hella shit to say about you. And me, I look at that as promotion in other words. But you know those again, even myself as a person, when I've been about that, I don't be like, oh my family hate me. I just be like, that motherfucker gossip too much, yada yada yada. I can't quit that. I don't be like, oh they hate me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but the ones who want like that secret, I want to get hugged and hold on to so much, baby, yada yada. Even though I'm talking to 10 other people, but still, I need you by my side too, because you kind of stand more than everybody. They be like, everybody hate me. I got beat up when I was younger. My mama don't love me no more. Type all that, right? And I'm like, the ones who honest, they just say random shit like, you know what? I don't F with people. And I'm like, not, and you gotta let it be known even with the people you talk to. I don't mess with a lot of people because I don't F with the people who say shit behind my back. That's why I don't be around a lot of family members and even leave it at that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The ones who looking for that, again, fake love validation because they don't really love the person, but they want that person to hold on to them no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
In a hitman type style. They say some bullshit like, nobody loved me, I got hung and burned up when I was a kid even though I'm alive and breathing. You know, all that.
Well, Reggie, I'll have to say this. I need you to get to the point of these stories a lot quicker. Because you just run the fuck on. Moral of this story, guys. Stop sleeping on single moms. They got that fire. That's why they got kids. They could cook, they could clean, they could take care of you. All you got to do is pay a couple bills, my nigga.
A lot of times I'm like, I feel like I rant so much. I'm like, even though I'm the co-host, I feel like I'd be kind of taking up the whole time of the speaker. I'm like, oh God, I'm taking up rant. I can't stand this movie. Hollywood fucked me up.
Are you still doing it? You gotta know when to slow it down, baby. You just be
wait. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. I'm folding.
What was that? How that song goes? You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to.
I don't know the rest. That's why I stopped. I don't know the rest.
You got to something. When you sit in that table, it's a nice song. I don't know the name of it, and I clearly forgot a lot of lyrics. I've heard this shit in years. I'll think about the lyrics. I'll probably sing it at the end of the episode.
Now, do Great Value Wale ever forget lyrics? He did today.
Wale, T-Pain. I get called a lot of things. Any black celebrity.
Why do you already call your favorite artists too?
You know, I don't know.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Ace Hood, Wale, T-Pain.
I actually got called T-Pain about 2 weeks ago. I was working and I was in the store and one was like, you know what, you look like that one guy. I'ma buy you a drink. I was like, oh my God, this is funny. Because I was like a fucking Folsom, so there's a bunch of white people out there. I was like, T-Pain. She's like, yeah, that guy. I was like, yeah, I get that a lot.
You should hit it with yeah, that's my brother.
No, but strange thing is, me and T-Pain share the same birthday.
That's actually kind of dope.
I find it funny.
It's like, what are the odds, right?
Yeah, what are the odds? You kind of look like the guy. You got the same birthday. I just need a big ass chain. That says big ass chain. Nah, but back. Let's get back on this, cause we ain't forget about your whole ass Tory Lanez over here harming our American women with your Canadian ass. I want him to hear this. He probably won't ever hear this.
Yeah.
But anybody who support this nigga, just stop.
Knock his short,
don't ever
complex.
Don't ever support a man who's want to shoot a woman walking away. This ain't Harlem Nights. She wasn't like, oh, what you gonna do? Shoot me in my pinky toe. She didn't do none of that. She was walking away from the situation. You gonna lean out the passenger window and let off a few rounds in let me say a Caucasian neighborhood. You know the cops was there ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that don't happen there. You almost got yourself, your security guard, Megan, and her friend killed that night. Like, that was just so stupid, so ignorant. You got to learn how to protect these women. They don't feel protected. They feel disrespected. And this doesn't help the situation at all. I'm done with Tory Lanez. I wasn't really a fan of his to begin with. I only have like a few songs that I listened to, but like, all that stuff went off my list.
this happened. Not funny like in a ha type way, but funny
Just
like
ironic.
in an ironic way, where when this guy, he's like a 6ix9ine in my opinion too, because he was making more name for himself on Instagram more than his music. 'Cause his music, let's be real. Every time he released a song, he said he stole somebody's style, and he wasn't like one of those.
He was he definitely took advantage of remixing classics.
Yeah.
But like I mean, who doesn't do that? I know Diddy made a whole career off of that, just taking old school sounds and remixing it to a hip hop sound. I think he set a bar like that on one of the songs.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I mean, it's kind of hard to find originality these days, and Tory Lanez isn't original enough for me to even consider.
Let's be real. A lot of artists, so many artists lacking originality. So many. That's why a lot of, it's not like 09, 08, 05 where so many people was getting underground notice. Even like, let's be real, Mozzie got noticed because he had his own swag, even though he was like a big Tupac fan.
He got his own style.
He's a big Tupac, but a lot of times now everybody who come out of Saxon like they try to imitate Mozzie. They try to steal his little method of music.
You got to think about it. He made it out.
Yeah.
Who else?
Like even with his little they try to steal all that. Like I'm like, sometimes somebody that don't make you stand out when you try to steal somebody who made it out style. That just make it seem like an imitation.
You know, it's they seen his blueprint and they figured they could try it out. But you know, you gotta try different things. Not everybody blueprint is not his blueprint's gonna work for everybody. It's his style, and it's not.
And then it's worse when you actually in his hometown, you trying to steal and imitate his style too. Because people are like, that's not original. You actually you trying to sound like that person.
Exactly.
It's not like you been in Sac, right? And all of a sudden you imitate somebody from Detroit. They normally overlook stuff like that. Cause let's be real, Oakland and Sacramento, they normally imitate people from other places, right? When you gotta imitate somebody in your actual same region, that's not gonna make you even. The people be like, you imitating.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of imitators. You can always see the imitation, and it's really not hard to like peep out some imitators. Like you'll peep somebody who's like really successful. Like for instance, Future.
Yeah.
Future came out. He had his own style, right?
Yeah.
Now you hear a lot of artists come out and they try to sound like Future. Even Designer, when he first came out, like that Panda song, everybody thought that was Future.
I swear I thought.
I even saw a meme, Future waking up, like, damn, when did I make this?
But let's be real though. What sells more, generic Sprite or actual Sprite?
I'll say actual Sprite, but don't get me wrong, that generic shit do be selling.
I mean, it do sell.
That Shasta.
But hey, it's same with musicians.
Same
with musicians though. The generic shit sells, but it just don't reach as many.
It don't slap the same.
It don't reach as many platforms as the actual product.
Yeah, it don't slap the same. It don't slap the same.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all we were going to talk about this week. I don't really have nothing else on the table. I didn't ask you how your week was. Maybe we could get to that. Then we get the fuck up out of here. So, I know we're a little backwards today. We did skip a week. So everything's a little bit off. We're going to get back into the groove of things. Continue our practice, continue our repetition, continue to get better, continue to be the unprofessional pros that you know. But before we go, I'm going to ask Reginald how his past 2 weeks were since, we weren't here last week. And shit, we had a whole 2 weeks to go by before we even got started. So how has your past 2 weeks have been?
Thinking more. I just been like in some reason. I guess I definitely really like real life, like understand now, like the entertainment mindset because every week now, even every day, I'm thinking of more ways to entertain. I'm like, when I'm not on a podcast, how can I still entertain? Even when I'm speaking like true live events, I'm like, before I do it, I mentally convince myself that the camera's not recording. Because the moment you think the camera's recording you, even when you speak like some motivation stuff, it's like it kind of genericizes it. Where even though nobody's watching you before you post it, you still be, oh yeah, people gonna see this. So it's kind of generic. It make it generic. Like even when you had passion at first, you lost that passion because you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to put this up there. People gonna see this shit. So all that emotion kind of like, again, it's like I'm ranting again, but even when you're younger and you're doing stuff and you're just doing it out of nowhere, right? and you try to imitate it in front of your parents, it's not the same exact way when you just did it out of nowhere. It's like more like, yeah, people watching me now, you know? So it's like you gotta convince yourself that